So today in this session we are going to discuss about coding techniques in multimedia. As we all know, multimedia actually is what? It is a combination of text, images, animation, graphics, videos. So we need to compress all these stuff in a combined file so that we can store it in efficient way. That is what we have discussed under compression as well. So we have some general coding techniques to compress multimedia files. But before actually moving towards coding techniques, let's first discuss about what are moving images. In yesterday's session, we have discussed about images and how we can edit and over what factors we can edit a particular image. So now, today in this session, let's discuss about what actually a moving image is. So when we are talking about moving images are what? When you must have seen the flip book देखी होगी आप लोगों ने. So हमें उसमें कुछ images draw की होती है, कुछ images होती हैं उसमें, और जब हम उस book को flip करते हैं, सारे पेजेस को एक साथ शफल करते हैं, तो इट विल शो अस अ मूवमेंट. एक मूवमेंट हमें शो होती है. सो दैट इज व्हाट? दैट इज एन इल्यूजन. हम फ्रेम्स को, इमेज फ्रेम्स को इतने रेपिटेडली मूव करते हैं, इतने फास्ट मूव करते हैं कि हमें एक मोशन दिखाई देने लग जाती है उसमें. उन इमेजेस से, उस सीक्वेंस ऑफ इमेजेस से एक मोशन दिखाई देने लग जाती है. सो दैट इज व्हाट एक्चुअली मूविंग इमेज इज ऑल अबाउट. इसी तरह जब भी हम वीडियोस भी बनाते हैं, वीडियोस में भी हमारे पास बहुत सारे फ्रेम्स होते हैं, बहुत सारी इंडिविजुअल इमेजेस होती हैं जो फास्ट रेट पे मूव होती हैं, जिससे कि हमें एक्चुअली वीडियो जो है उसमें मूवमेंट दिखाई देती है. सो दैट इज व्हाट मूविंग इमेज इज ऑल अबाउट. सो मूविंग इमेजेस आर एन इल्यूजन. When we view an animation or video, we are viewing a series of still pictures presented in rapid sessions. So the success of illusion is dependent on the quality of the individual images and the rate at which they are presented. Next is animation. So what actually animation is? एनिमेशन क्या होती है? जैसे हम GIF फाइल्स पे यूज़ करते हैं. GIF फाइल्स में हमारे पास कुछ ग्राफिक्स होते हैं, कुछ इमेजेस होती हैं, टेक्स्ट भी हो सकता है. उसको क्लब किया जाता है सो दैट हम एक मूवमेंट और एक डायनामिक सिनेरियो जो है उसको रिप्रेजेंट कर सकें. सो एनिमेशंस आर व्हाट? दे आर जनरली अ सीरीज ऑफ 8-bit graphic images created in a graphic program. The images can be compiled into animated GIF files or QuickTime movie files for use in multimedia presentations. And on the World Wide Web, over the internet, we can have online softwares to create animations or to download the animations. And the frame rate in animation will vary according to the content. For example, an animation that features type will frequently pause one or more seconds between frames to allow the user to read the type. So animations of moving characters can be successful with frame rate as low as 4 frame per second. सो जब भी आपको कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स की मूवमेंट दिखानी है, टेक्सचुअल एनिमेशन दिखानी है, उसके लिए आप 4 फ्रेम्स ही मूव करवाओगे, 4 क्लिक्स, 4 इमेजेस ही मूव करवाओगे पर सेकेंड. तभी आपको क्लैरिटी आएगी, क्योंकि हमारा माइंडसेट इस तरह से होता है कि रीडिंग में जो उसका इम्प्रेशन है वो लेने में हमें थोड़ा ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है. सो इस केस में हमें मूवमेंट जो है वो तो दिखानी है, प्लस हमें टेक्स्ट रिकॉग्निशन भी देनी है. सो वी नीड टू lay some time. So the appropriate frame rate here is 4 frames per second for animations. Clear? So next we are having videos. Now what videos are? वीडियोस क्या होती हैं? अपने डिजिटल कैमरा से, वीडियो रिकॉर्डर से आप वीडियोस रिकॉर्ड करते हो. दैट इज व्हाट? अ सीक्वेंस ऑफ इमेजेस अगेन. आप अलग अलग फ्रेम्स जो हैं वो कैप्चर करते हो हायर रेट पे, सो दैट द मूवमेंट ऑफ पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो, पर्टिकुलर सीन कैन बी कैप्चर्ड. So video can be captured using a standard video recorder and then digitized using video digitizing hardware within a multimedia computer. For video to be effective, the frame rate must be at least 10 frames per second. So as compared to moving images or the animation, the frame rate of videos is quite high. So we need to have 10 frames per second to have the clear visibility of a particular scenario. And the bit depth here of the individual frame must be 16 or greater. The dimensions of the digitized video can be as small as 160 by 120, and or the if we are moving to the larger end, maximum we can have the dimensions as in 640 by 480 pixels. So these are the dimensions of digitized video for clarity purpose. So we have to maintain that also. Moreover, for full screen or full motion video, broadcast quality is said to be exist when each frame is 640 pixels wide by 480 pixels tall, and each pixel has a color range of 24 bits. So when we are working with color motions, so a 24-bit color range is preferable, and the frames are presented at a rate of 30 per second. The amount of disk space needed to store broadcast quality video is truly enormous. So here we need to have a grid of 640 by 480 pixels containing almost uh, 30,000, like 3 lakh to 700 to 7,200 pixels. So these much pixels are required when we are working with grid images. And if each pixel uses 24-bit to represent color, then a single frame uses more than 7 lakh bits or 9 lakh bytes. So the videos, that is why, are quite heavy, and they require more disk space to store. And we need to have 30 frames that would then be used for 27 more than 27 lakh bytes or nearly 28 megabytes. So this much capacity is required. So at this particular rate, 1 minute of broadcast quality video would consume uh, like crores of bytes, or we can say 1.659 gigabytes of hard disk. So it requires really a good memory space to be stored. So most captures today ship between 4 and 12 gigabytes of storage, making their hard drives. And fortunately, multimedia videos doesn't have to broadcast quality to be usable. So we can reduce the bytes by certain frames. We can reduce the frame rate as well to 20 or 15 frames per second. And lowering the color depth can also be done. And we are having some certain tools which helps us to modify the captured videos, and we can reduce the colorations, we can reduce the frame rate, or we can just trim the videos so captured. So this is how we can edit and store our video files. And for movies, we know the format we are using here is MIDI. That is the most popular one that we are using here. So this is all about image, moving image, animation, and videos. So this is all about what they are and how we can capture them, how we can create them, and what are the basic requirements, the frame rate, the color range. So how the compression can be done? So the techniques are quite common for all of these, because if in general we are talking about मल्टीमीडिया, मल्टीमीडिया एक फाइल है जिसमें टेक्स्ट भी हो सकता है, वीडियोस भी हो सकते हैं, एनिमेशंस भी हो सकती हैं, ऑल इन वन. सो हमें जो भी कंप्रेशन टेक्निक्स लगानी है वो वैसी ही लगानी है जो इन सबको ही कंप्रेस कर सके, एंड इट विल हेल्प अस टू जनरेट one compressed file. So we have certain common techniques for compression as well. So what is compression technique actually? First thing first. So what is compression technique? The techniques used for data compression is called compression techniques. Data compression as in when we are converting, we are encoding certain information, certain data from one format to another with fewer bits. We are compressing the bits, we are removing certain bits, and we are encoding it in a particular format. So that is what is termed as compression. So compression technique is a process of encoding information using fewer bits through use of specific encoding schemes. We have certain encoding schemes, and when we are converting one format of uncompressed data to a compressed data by lowering down the bits, so that will be counted as your compression technique. So what is the significance of compression technique in multimedia system? What is actually the benefit of compressing? So there are much significance of compression techniques in multimedia. With the techniques, we get less disk space for data. So when we are lowering down the data, जब हम compress कर रहे हैं एक फाइल को, उसके bits जो हैं वो reduce हो जाते हैं, and we need lesser space to store that particular data. उस particular data को हम जिसमें सारी की सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मेंटेन्ड है बट उसको कम से कम स्पेस में हम स्टोर कर पा रहे हैं. सो दैट इज द वन सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ compression technique. Other is what? Faster reading and writing processes, because it is saved in fewer bits, so obviously the processing time will be reduced when you are attempting to read or write in that particular file or format. The processing time will also go reduced, because the CPU requires less processing time to open or close or process that particular file with which is compressed. So also the the transfer rate of that particular file or data will be also reduced. क्योंकि हमने बिट्स उसकी रिड्यूस कर दिए हैं, सो हमें पर सेकेंड कम से कम डेटा सेंड करना पड़ रहा है फ्रॉम वन सोर्स टू अनदर डेस्टिनेशन. सो उसमें हमें कम बिट्स ट्रांसफ़र करनी पड़ रही है क्योंकि हमारी फाइल्स जो हैं, डेटा जो है वो कंप्रेस्ड फॉर्म में है. सो उसमें ट्रांसफ़र रेट भी कम लगेगा. हम कम टाइम में पूरा का पूरा डेटा, पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन दूसरे एंड तक डिलीवर कर पा रहे हैं. सो इट विल ऑल्सो रिड्यूस द time for transferring that particular file, and it will fasten up the file transfer rate. And moreover, variable dynamic range and byte order independence is also one of the significance of compression techniques here. Next is coding requirements in compression technique. So what are the basic coding requirements? What we need to have first in while we are compressing or while we are implementing the compression techniques? The basic coding requirements for compression technique are storage, throughput and interaction. सो दैट मीन्स हमें जब भी कोडिंग करनी है, जब भी हमें कंप्रेस करना है, एक फॉर्मेट से दूसरे फॉर्मेट में फाइल को कोड अप करना है, उसके लिए हमें सबसे पहले एक स्टोरेज स्पेस चाहिए जहां कंप्रेस होने के बाद हमारी फाइल रिसाइड कर सके. उसके बाद हमें क्या ध्यान देना पड़ता है, उसका थ्रूपुट, एक सेकंड में कितना डेटा कन्वर्ट हो पा रहा है. सो दैट इज टर्म्ड एज योर थ्रूपुट. सो हमें जो भी कोडिंग चाहिए, जो भी कंप्रेशन टेक्निक चाहिए, वो इस तरह की होनी चाहिए कि वो कम से कम टाइम में ज़्यादा डेटा को कन्वर्ट कर दे और स्टोर करवा दे. And also interaction is the third factor that is the required for compression technique. That means it should have minimum of interaction. आपने जब एक इंस्ट्रक्शन दे दी कि इस पर्टिकुलर फाइल को इस फॉर्मेट में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाना चाहिए. उसमें ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन कम से कम इन्वॉल्व होनी चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि हर स्टेप में हर चीज़ के लिए it is prompting some message and asking for press OK or press cancel if you want this or that. So that should not be there. Less to less human interaction should be there while we are compressing our data. So multimedia elements require much more space than text elements. And for example, if we are taking here 1 second of uncompressed CD quality stereos audio is of nearly more than like 1 lakh bytes, and our true color full screen image requires more than 9 lakh of bytes. So this, because they are included so much of huge bytes, so that is why they are required a good memory space as well. बिकॉज कोई भी टेक्स्ट है, कोई कैरेक्टर्स है, उनको सिंपली स्टोर करवाने के लिए स्टिल यू नीड सम लेसर स्पेस. बट when we are talking about multimedia, multimedia is what? It is actually a combination of images, texts. So for that we actually need a good memory space. So that is why we are first compressing the files and then only storing them. Then continuous media requires a large amount of processing power as well. That is throughput, like uncompressed CD qualities. They need more than 1,70,000 of bytes per second to process. So because the processing time is also high and we have to process more of the bytes, so we have to compress first the multimedia files before we are actually operating them, so that we can reduce that particular processing time. Then we have multimedia system requires fast interactions also between sending and receiving ends. So while compressing the data, it should require less interaction, human interaction. Moreover, when we are sending or transferring the files, then also it must require less interactions, and the transferring process should be at higher end, at faster rate. So these are the various coding requirements in compression techniques. Next is the classification of coding methods. As we know, in image compression also we have done the classification. So similarly it implies to all the multimedia, whether it is with images, whether it is with videos. So we have the same classification of coding methods, as in broadly we are having two classifications, that is lossless and lossy. So as we know, lossless compression is that type of compression where the amount of data or information is not reduced and from where the original data can be reconstructed. So we are not losing any data, we are not removing any bit from the data. It will be converted or reconstructed exactly the original one from this kind of compression. But when we are talking about lossy compression is that type of compression where the amount of information is reduced. We actually remove the repeated or unwanted bits or bytes from our actual data. So during the compression, we reduce the information, the amount of information is reduced, and an appropriate approximation of original data is reconstructed. Not the actual data is reconstructed, but approximately the original data is reconstructed. Because we have removed certain information, there is a possibility that few of the information have lost, but the main message, main data whatsoever is converted here can be reconstructed and we can interpret or get the information which is of importance. Then moving on ahead, there are categories of compression techniques. There are certain categories of compression techniques that we are using. Broadly, the compression technique is of three categories. One is entropy coding, the other one is source coding, the third one we are having is hybrid coding. So we are having certain coding techniques under these categories and the file formats that are implemented. Like in entropy coding, we have three coding mechanisms. One is run length coding, Huffman coding, arithmetic coding. Then apart from this, under source coding, we are having firstly the prediction, under which we are having certain formats. For under prediction, we are having DPCM and DM. Transformation, under which we are further having FFT and DCT. And then we are having vector quantizations. So these are the few categories of compression techniques that we can use, and along with that we are having certain subcategories also. Then is hybrid coding. Uh, Under hybrid coding we use three subcategories of compression that are JPEG, MPEG and H261. So these are the few categories and subcategories that we need to memorize. So lastly, we are having certain coding techniques as well. So broadly, we are going to discuss here the three coding techniques that we are using. One is vector quantization. In this technique, a data stream is divided into smaller blocks of byte, and then each block is coded with predefined patterns stored in a table. ऑल राइट सो एक पूरा का पूरा डेटा जो है दैट विल बी डिवाइडेड इनटू स्मॉल ब्लॉक्स ऑफ बाइट्स, छोटे छोटे ब्लॉक्स में उनको डिवाइड अप कर लेते हैं एंड वी आर हैविंग सम प्री डिफाइंड पैटर्न्स, उनके बेसिस पे उनको हम कोड अप करते हैं. द नेक्स्ट वी आर हैविंग इज LZW. In this technique, a data dictionary of data pattern are created, observing the occurrence of data in an uncompressed data stream. And when there is a match with the patterns, the output is taken from the table. So we are already having, we have decided a data dictionary here. जो भी डेटा को आपने कंप्रेस करना है वही डिक्शनरी से पैटर्न्स आप रेफर करेंगे और उसको कन्वर्ट कर देंगे. सो हर टेक्स्ट, हर इमेज का, हर बाइट का, पैटर्न का हमारे पास ऑलरेडी प्री डिफाइंड कोड होता है जो हम टेबल से रेफर कर सकते हैं. So this is how the compression is being done in this scenario. And lastly, we are having differential coding. In this technique, the difference between the constructive samples are calculated instead of the sample values. सो एक पर्टिकुलर सीक्वेंस को हम किस तरह जनरेट कर सकते हैं, उस पर्टिकुलर सीक्वेंस की डेटा स्ट्रीम क्या बन सकती है, हम उन चीज़ों पे ध्यान देते हैं. सो फॉर दिस वी हैव certain techniques like run length coding, Huffman coding. So with the help of these algorithms, we prepare these constructive samples and convert the sample values. So this is all for today's discussion, everyone. If anyone is having any kind of doubt, may ask the questions.